我们请院长留步。首先邀请各位长官贵宾至前方进行大合影。At the very beginning, I would like to invite all the participants to come to the front for a group photo. Thank you.
How about shaking each other?
Yeah, we have to.
谢谢各位媒体朋友，我们有请长官贵宾就座，please take seat. Thank you. 非常欢迎各位长官贵宾今日莅临与会 ，Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the legislature, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you to join today's meeting. 现在让我们恭喜院长至台前为我们致辞。Now I would like to invite President Joe for opening remarks, please.
莫里纳主席、瓦德主席，还有尼德格下议员，还有阿奇下议员，波雪下议员，唐殿文大使， 还有见面会感到非常的荣幸。今天有2个第一，各位是农历春节后立法院接待的第一个国会访问团也就是我就任立法院院长3年以来接待的第一个瑞士联邦国会议员访团，所以感到非常的高兴，也代表台湾国会向各位表达诚挚的欢迎。
It is a great honor for me to meet our guests from afar. Your delegation actually marks 2 firsts. This is the first European delegation we are receiving at the Legislative Yuan after the Lunar New Year, and also the first Swiss delegation I have received.
首先，我要感谢瑞士国会友台小组对台湾的坚定支持。各位行前遭到中国大使馆严词警告，但仍然坚定的做法还是什么？令我们非常的与各领地人的关系在此，请代表立法院向各位致上万分的感谢。
Switzerland is Taiwan's strong democratic ally and also one of Taiwan's important long-time economic and trade partners in Europe. I thank the Parliamentary Intergroup Switzerland-Taiwan for its staunch support of Taiwan. I understand that you were warned by the Chinese embassy before embarking on this trip, but you insisted on visiting us, which is very touching. Co-President Molina, you have put a lot of effort into the idea of institutionalizing exchanges between the Swiss National Council and the LY of Taiwan. You led a motion in the National Council to strengthen cooperation between our lawmaking institutions. This is the first for Taiwan among non-diplomatic allies, and it would mark a new milestone for our cooperation if it is passed. Co-President Balder also led the motion for improving relations with Taiwan, and all of our guests here today have supported Taiwan through interpellations and written proposals in the National Council, deepening our relations.
然后，瑞士后来长期一经强权的控制，直到1815年的维也纳会议通过《巴黎条约》，才确立了瑞士的中立国地位。至此，离瑞士联邦初次宣布独立已经经过了500年之久，而100年来的台湾追求自民主的道路也披荆斩。
Switzerland overcame many challenges on the path to freedom and democracy. I have learned about William Tell, the Treaty of Paris of the Congress of Vienna recognized permanent Swiss neutrality. This was 500 years after Switzerland started pursuing independence. Over the past 100 years, Taiwan too has fought long and hard for its freedom and democracy. Before World War II, the Taiwanese people fought against colonialism and oppression, asking for democracy and self-governance. Yet, what came after the war was what was once the longest imposition of martial law in the world. During the decades of white terror, almost 200,000 people were persecuted. Finally, in 1986, the strict ban prohibiting the formation of political parties was abolished. Martial law was lifted in 1987, and in 1993, legislators were democratically elected to the Legislative Yuan. This is the foundation for democratic Taiwan today. On February 2nd, the UK-based Economist Intelligence Unit released the Democracy Index for 2022, in which Switzerland ranked 7th in the world, while Taiwan came in 10th, ranking 1st in Asia. We still need to catch up with Switzerland, but we are grateful that Taiwan's democracy has been recognized globally. We will continue to work hard to safeguard these values we cherish.
去年7月，本人率领访问欧洲，有幸认识法国、捷克、立陶宛等国的许多国会议长跟议员。上个礼拜受邀访问美国，在国际宗教自由高峰会发表演讲，参加美国国家祈祷早餐会，与许多新朋友分享民主的理念，更亲身感受到欧美对台湾的关注与支持。深知俄罗斯入侵乌克兰之后，国际已经更加体认到民主同盟团结起来，维护民主制度的重要性。
Last July, I led a delegation to Europe and had the great fortune to meet leaders and lawmakers in France, the Czech Republic, and Lithuania. Last week, I was invited to travel to the United States and give a speech at the International Religious Freedom Summit and attend the U.S. National Prayer Breakfast. I made many new friends and shared our beliefs about global democracy. I could feel the strong support for Taiwan from European countries and the United States. Since the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the global community has realized that democracies must work together to defend democracy.
然而至今，中国仍然妄称拥有台湾主权，刻意谬用开罗宣言及联合国22758号决议案作为台湾主权归属的依据。我要跟各位报告，开罗宣言只是二战期间美中两国所表达的暂时意见书而已。战后与全球49国家共同签订，并于1952年4月28日生效的旧金山合约才是正式处理台湾地位的国际法律架构。根据旧金山合约第2条，日本放弃台湾本土的一切权利、名义与要求，内容并没有提及台湾的归属，自然不能宣称台湾主权隶属中国。其后，台湾经过国会全面改选，总统直选3部政党轮替，依据国民主权及联合国宪章人民自决原理，早已经成为独立的国家。根据国际法，台湾澎湖不属于中国，台湾与中国互不隶属，台湾全归中国的一部分。至于1972年联合国大会的第2758号决议案，只处理了中国在联合国的代表权，决议全文只是未提台湾，不但未授权中华人民共和国在联合国体系代表台湾，更未提及台湾是中华人民共和国的一部分。如今，中共罔顾事实，军机军舰日日侵逼、破坏印太稳定，并吞台湾的企图，招揽各界。各位朋友，当前全球民主版图逐渐萎缩之际，台湾是亚洲与华文圈的民主平台，更是催化中国早日民主化的堡垒。我们期待国际有更多的合作关注。
Even now, China mistakenly believes that it has sovereignty over Taiwan, claiming that the Cairo Declaration and UN resolution and surely does not state that Taiwan is part of the PRC. Yet China has ignored the truth and has continued to send fighter jets and ships to intimidate Taiwan and disrupt stability in the Indo-Pacific region. Its ambition to annex Taiwan is clear as day. Dear friends, as democracy is shrinking globally, Taiwan stands strong as a beacon of democracy in Asia and the Chinese-speaking world. Taiwan is also a catalyst for the democratization of China. We hope to work more closely with our partners around the globe to draw attention to this very important issue.
讲到这里，我想借这个机会，代表台湾国会向阿比七下议员表达关心跟慰问就说大地震那你的家乡有一些亲戚朋友受困，跟代表台湾地区讲，我们是民主同盟国，一定要共同守护自民主人权的普世价值，确保全球和平稳定发展。建筑与平一块，建筑与平一块，幸福圆满。台湾与瑞士邦与保护，谢谢。
In closing, I once again thank the parliamentary intergroup Switzerland Taiwan for your support. Taiwan and Switzerland speak the common language of democracy and freedom. We are democratic allies. We must jointly safeguard the values of freedom, democracy, and human rights to maintain peace, stability, and development across the globe. I hope you have a successful visit and that our relations remain strong. Thank you.
谢谢院长的请院长合作。接着下来，让我们邀请莫林纳主席莅台前致辞。Next, I will invite Fabian Molina to give us the opening remarks.
大家好。
Coming to Taiwan, I have one simple message. Democracy must prevail, because only democracy can guarantee human rights, individual freedom, the rule of law, and diversity of a society. And we all know that Taiwan has a long heritage of autocracy, and that Taiwan is still under attack from the PRC. And that means you know all best the value of democracy.
那来到台湾这一次的访问，我只有一个讯息，那就是民主必须要获胜，因为只有民主才能够保护人权、自由、法治以及多元的社会。那我们也知道，在台湾悠久的历史中，也
Our relations with other democracies worldwide to prevent such actions as we have seen them in Europe.
那俄乌战争之后，我们都看到这个全球的和平与民主其实是非常脆弱的，尤其是我们在欧洲。所以呢，我们欧洲人更背负了一个使命，那就是要强化我们与全球其他的民主国家之间的关系，希望可以预防这个事件再次的发生。
Parliaments play a special important role in this regard, and therefore it is my great pleasure to meet you, Mr. President, honorable members of the Legislative Yuan, and we are very grateful to be received today. It is in this context that the trip of our delegation of my esteemed co-president Nicolas Balder, Yves Niedecker MP, Mustafa Tucci MP, and Leonor Korche MP takes place.
那国会呢，在这之中就扮演着非常重要的角色，所以我非常高兴可以来到台湾与游院长您还有台湾的各位立法委员来会面，也非常谢谢各位的接待。瑞士和台湾有许多共同之处，其中也包括这个高山美景，还有历史悠久的一些传统文化，那当然还有对民主、人权以及法治的尊重。 我们这一次的访团呢是跨党派的访团，那相信台湾立法院这边也了解到跨党派之间的合作是多么珍贵、多么难得的，所以我们这一次可以筹组这样的访团，其实就是一大成就。因为我们的成员当中有来自各个不同党派的这个成员，一起来到台湾访问。那我们的联邦国会友台小组呢，其实也是我们的国会中 最大的一个小组之一，所以就彰显了台湾对我们来说是多么重要的。
In 2021, the Swiss National Council instructed our government to examine how Switzerland's existing relations with Taiwan can be gradually deepened in the interest of business, politics, science, and culture. And it is also in this context that we are here these days to examine and to discuss with you how this can become reality.
在2021年的时候呢，我们的下议院就指示了政府，希望可以检视瑞士和台湾的关系可以如何的深化。那深化的面向呢，就包括经贸、政治、科学以及文化等等领域。我们这一次来到台湾访问，也是希望可以检视还有讨论要如何做到这个目标。
As you mentioned, Mr. President, the Swiss National Council is also about to formalize the relations with the Legislative Yuan, under the reservation that this vote will be successful, but I'm very confident we will be not the last time here in Taiwan, and I hope for the next time even more official, and I hope that we can officially welcome you soon also in Switzerland.
所以刚才院长也提到了，我在这个下议院有提出，希望可以将我们之间国会之间交流制度化的这个提案。那这个提案在下议院也即将要这个投票表决，我有很大的信心它会通过。我也相信这不会是我们最后一次造访台湾，也希望下一次可以有更多的这个国会议员来到台湾访问。
It is my special pleasure also to see in person finally Honorable Yu Fan, the new elected chair co-chair of the Interparliamentary Alliance on China. Honorable Yves Niedecker and myself co-chair IPAC Switzerland, an organization that nets democratic countries under the umbrella of an organization to deal with the challenges PRC poses to the world.
那我这一次来呢，也非常高兴可以终于见到范云委员本人，因为范云委员也是这个对华政策跨国议会联盟和 IPAC 的这个共同主席，是新选出来的。那我跟尼德和下议员也是这个 IPAC 的共同主席。那透过这个组织呢，我们各国的议。
Once again, Mr. President, express my deepest gratitude for having us today. And it is now my great pleasure to pass over to my esteemed co-president of the delegation, Nicholas Waller, MP. Thank you very much.
所以我非常期待我们今天还有未来将进行的讨论。再次非常感谢游院长的接待。那接下来就要邀请。
It is my pleasure, after my colleague, my dear colleague Fabian Molina, to witness to you, Mr. President, and all the members of the UN legislative, the utmost importance of our friendship between our two countries. As it is important to express here again our full support to the Taiwanese population that courageously today defends its right of freedom, its right to live in a democracy. I'm also co-chairing the friendship group that is one of the most successful, as I said, of our parliamentary groups, with more than 20% of the Swiss parliamentarians that are members of that group. And I
我们都是这个联邦国会友台小组的共同主席。那它是我们国会中可以说是最成功的这个小组织，因为有超过20%的议员都是其中的成员。那这就印证着我们多么重视和台湾之间的友谊。那我们这一次来到台湾访问，当然也是希望可以持续的强化和台湾之间的友谊还有合作。
It is not really astonished at success because Taiwan is already one of our most largest economical partner in Asia. Such a success is of course based on business opportunities and complementary that rely on shared values of free entrepreneurship that underpin the liberal democracies that we live in Switzerland and in Taiwan and that we enjoy living in.
所以台湾呢，当然也是瑞士在亚洲非常重要的一个贸易伙伴。我们之间有非常多的这个贸易的商机，还有工作的合作的机会。那当然这是建基于我们的共享价值，其中包括这个对企业家精神的这个尊重，还有自由民主的生活方式，这是瑞士和台湾都共同拥护的价值。
And our relation is far from negligible because there is a strong potential for increasing our collaboration, our exchanges. That's why, as we told yesterday, President, strengthening our relations is one of the main objectives of our trip this week.
所以这样的台湾和瑞士之间的关系当然是无法忽略的，它是非常重要的。而且呢，我们之中也有更多的潜在的机会，可以进一步的提升我们之间的交流还有合作。我们昨天和蔡总统会面的时候也提到，我们这一次来访台湾，就是希望可以强化我们之间的关系，这是我们主要的目标。
That's why we asked, in fact, our government to write a report and make or to develop all possibilities of increasing our relations in economic, cultural, academic fields.
合作，然后要如何进一步的采取行动？那这个加强合作的面向包括经济、还有文化，当然还有学术，这是对我们瑞士和台湾都非常有益的合作。那我们也会再次讨论有什么样的形式可以帮助我们达成这个目标。
And if our relation, very good and strong relation, is based on economic, is based on cultural, academic, and scientific exchanges that we should increase. It's also based, and you repeated this, Mr. President, I'm very glad for that. It's based on our shared values of freedom, democracy, and respect for human rights that we know and we appreciate as much in Taiwan as in Switzerland.
那我们也希望有机会的话，瑞士和台湾之间可以签署一个正式的这个经贸相关的协议，相信这会非常有帮助。而且呢，我们现在的良好关系是有这个经济文化的面向，当然也是奠基于我们的共享价值，有自由、民主，还有对人权的尊重等等价值，这都是瑞士人民和台湾的人民所共同相信的。
As a citizen of Geneva and member of the minority of the French-speaking people of Switzerland, the Geneva, a well-known international town that with a large number of international organizations, it is important for me to talk about peace, democracy, and human rights. And those symbols are very important. Together we can promote and share those values throughout the international community. That's why, Mr. President, I can assure you that the Friendship Group will use all opportunities to record your right in Taiwan to remain democratic.
对，那同时我也是日内瓦的公民哦，日内瓦，我住在日内瓦，而我也是这个瑞士比较少数的讲法语的这个公民。那日内瓦它是全球知名的一个城市，它其实有很多的这个国际组织都是在日内瓦有总部。所以对我来说非常重要的就是谈论一些重要的价值，像是和平、民主以及人权。我相信我们共同合作就可以倡议这样的价值。那我也希望我们有更多的机会可以来倡导民主的这个价值。
Because the democracy is not only an ethical or moral issue, but it's also, as you mentioned it, the question of survival of our country. Because increasingly frontal questioning of international law by important actors like Russia or the Popular Republic of China, that poses major threats of destabilizing the world.
那民主呢，不只是一个这个理论上的道德议题，它其实也攸关到我们国家的生存。那这是因为呢，像俄国还有中国，他们其实都不断的在发出一些威胁我们的生活方式，所以我们也应该想办法要如何的应应。
So in the face of such threats, it is therefore our duty and in our strategic interest to work closer together between like-minded countries. Those countries like Taiwan and Switzerland that share the values of democracy, freedom, and justice. Countries that are open to the world, to the dialogue, to economical cooperation, and to cultural exchanges.
拥抱全世界的这个开放的国家，不仅希望可以有更多的经济上的合作，还有文化上的交流，也是非常重要的。
And I'm convinced that Parliament, whose very existence is closely linked to the rule of law and democracy, have a special role to play in defending those values. Through international intergroups such as IPAD, but also through various collaborations, friendship groups, and of course meetings between parliaments, we can achieve to reinforce democracy.
所以我也相信国会扮演着重要的角色，因为国会自己的存在就是一个对法治还有民主的彰显，所以国会在捍卫这些价值更扮演着重要的角色。当然，还有一些国际的组织，像是这个 IPAD 也是非常重要的，还有国会中的各国的友谊小组，还有国会之间的互访交流。相信透过这些方式，我们都可以加强民主。
So our trip today must be understood, our trip today as a will at our parliament to play that role with your parliament to reinforce and to strengthen our relations. That's the goal of our friendship group. We, as my estimated colleague, invited you to Switzerland. We really would like also once to meet you in Switzerland. We will come back here and I hope we can strengthen together our relations. It is very important for the Swiss delegation. And I want to conclude also by sincerely thanking you again for expressing my own gratitude for the invitation today and really hoping to see you. That is just a new beginning for the reinforcement of our relation. Long live Switzerland, Taiwan, and our democracies. Thank you.
所以我们这一周的这个访问呢，同时也是就是印证着我们国会继续扮演这样的重要角色，希望我们一起强化这样的关系，这是我们友台小组的目标。那我也要邀请刘院长有机会的话，一定要来访瑞士，希望我们可以再次在瑞士见面，我们也会在未来陪伴友谊永存，谢谢。
各位在场媒体朋友，由于接下来的行程不公开，我们请工作人员协助一下我们离场，谢谢。Master,